Hey, good morning, everybody. Hope you had a nice evening. Morning started out great. Great morning this morning. Got a big pop on that news report. Let me just make sure I'm live here. And then we'll go into the disclaimer and get started. Let's see if I can bring it up on my YouTube. Let me see. Okay, yes, it does show I'm live, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. Okay, thank you. So let me go ahead and get started real quick with the disclaimer. This broadcast is really for demonstration and educational purposes only. It's important to know that I'm not a licensed financial advisor, and there is a considerable amount of risk associated with trading. If you're not familiar with the risk, please consult with a licensed financial advisor. So, real quick image, that's me. And my name's Rory Powers. I'm with Right Line Trading, and I'm going to be trading the AI AutoTrader today. And I want you to be able to see the strategies that are performing the best. So I'm going to go ahead and minimize my picture. It's too early. You don't want to see me right now anyway. Good morning, Rao. Okay, no. I hope you have a blessed day, my friend. If you're joining me, that's the good news. We're alive and well. We're in a huge trade right now on this 5-minute Signal A AI drone. We had that news report come out at 8:30. It looks like they revised the unemployment claims to show there were actually more claims. And the market liked it. And I'm going to be trading. I haven't had a chance to get my PA account set up, so I'm going to do that this afternoon. But I have another evaluation account that I'm going to trade today. You know, one of my favorites is gold, and gold is already out. So the ones that took some nice trades this morning, I got into a trade at this short entry on gold that came all the way down. Just a beautiful trade, and it put me up about $1,000 on that gold nugget. Also, the AI drone is up there, I believe. Yeah, the gold AI drone. No, the AI drone's up 225. So the the gold nugget, is the one that's up 1,000. And I really like the volatility on gold. So we're still in this position on the ES. Being so close to the profit target. That new update coming out is going to protect us in this zone where it won't let it come out. So in the meantime, one way to automate your stop would be to right-click on the actual stop target, the stop flag, this red flag right here. that my cursor's on. If I right click it, I can go to attach indicator and go to properties, and then I'm going to select my modified fast. That's my moving average, my 15 EMA. And I'm going to select that, and it brings my stop way up. And now I have a momentum-based stop. And the 30 range on the NASDAQ, the signal B, which has been just a red-hot strategy 3 days in a row. So I'm really tempted to put that one on, obviously. Let's take a look at that trade this morning. This morning, you could see it got in just after that news report. Took the entry right here. And hold on, that's David. Give me just a second. Let me try to mute this. Sorry about that. That was David Kushner. I thought maybe he's having a problem with his room. So I'm just trying to make a decision on which strategy to put in this evaluation account today. I think an obvious one, probably should have been from the start, the 30 range signal B. Let's see if we get this retracement. The signal A on the 2-minute, our retirement plan strategy. Is looking for a reversal here. And I kind of like where the stop is. The stop is right above that area of resistance. Yeah, it's looking for a retracement back down to the 50. This is the performance of the signal B for this week. The signal B, trading one contract, is up $6,639. So that would give me a real good indication of going with the red hot strategy. And this morning it opened up with another big winner. So a lot of people ask, what do I look at? I think looking at the performance this week and seeing this kind of numbers, that would be a good indication to, if you're going to risk it, to go with that one. We can even go a little further and go to the analysis, and we can break it down by the time of day that we got those trades. Under period, we'll change it to the half hour of the day. And you can see it does the best between 9 and 10:30. So that's my sweet spot. So I'm going to go ahead and put that one in. I'm going to go to my strategies, and on my Apex 7, I'm going to look for that 30 range signal B AI drone. And I'm going to go ahead and enable it, just make sure everything is correct, which it is. And I'll enable that strategy. So just tremendous performance on that signal B on the 30 range. That morning, those morning hours between 9 and 10:30, just crushing it. So just because it's a really hot strategy, I like that one. Another one that I'm kind of keen on is the gold. And I'm going to take a look and see how that one's been doing, which gold strategy is doing the best. I was up early this morning, so I kind of watched it on the AI bot. And the signal A jumped into a beauty this morning. So it looks like my hottest one on this one is the signal A AI bot. So to keep things interesting, we're going to trade this signal A on gold as well. Let's see what this gold nugget. And my ES has been red hot too. So I'm just running through the numbers for the week. The ES has been trading really well. 641, 362, 450. Here's a really nice one, the Signal B AI bot. So all my ES strategies are in the green this week. Cumulative between all of them, just under 3,000. So if I had to pick one, I really like that cash register strategy, but it's not my best. 641. The Signal B, surprisingly. So I think I'm going to just stay with the numbers, not try to overthink it. So I go with the ES, the Signal B bot. I'm just going to load that template. So if I load it, I can easily turn it into a, right now I loaded a drone. And to turn it into a bot, I would just uncheck this. And then I wanted to watch the ES 5-minute single B drone. I'm going to pair it up with the drone here. Now this has now become a bot. And I'm going to put it on the ES. And I'm going to put it on that Apex account. I kind of like the Signal A on the E-mini, but it's trending up today, so we'll give it a try. So I kind of went with, well, the Signal A is the one that scored today. Yeah, I think I'm going to leave it on the signal B only because the market's trending right now. So we got the full winner just now on that ES. That's the signal A. The entry that it took was right when the RSI line crossed, right here. This is my RSI line in my Laguerre oscillator. When it breaks above that 20% line, took the entry and boom, wrote it straight up. And we're in a number of really nice positions. My apex is in. Not sure which one it's in on. It's in on gold. Gold? Okay. Okay, it's on the ES. No, it's not. ES. Apex number 7. Okay, so this is the trade it went into. So I went with the signal B, thinking it would be a trending market. The NASDAQ is retracing. So let's go back to the 30 range. So I hit my stop on ES. It has very little risk, very tight stop. Lost $100 on the trade. And the signal B is in a long position, actually, on the ES. So let's keep an eye on the leaderboard here. Just in case that ES goes down, what I could do, and to keep a close eye on it, is play the signal A. On account 7. I'm also in the B on 7. So I'm going to disable one of the two after I get an entry. So if I get the retracement back to the 50, I'll be in on the signal A. And if it continues up in the direction of the trend, I'll be in on my signal B. So it's very important to know the two entries. Signal A is our reversal. We're looking for a reversal on the signal A. On the signal B, we're looking to go into the direction of the trend. Hey, Dr. Jeff. Welcome. Good morning, Doctor. Good morning, David. I'm just kind of thinking out loud, getting situated. Yeah, gold. And I love the gold strategy. I see gold jumped in on that signal A, the gold nugget. The volatility on gold, and I've been talking so much about it, and then I went with the ES, but yeah, I like to go with something a little more conservative with the NQ. But man, has this gold strategy just been on fire, really? It's amazing. Okay, so I went back in on the signal B on NASDAQ, it looks like. So I'm going to just take off my signal A. And I'm going to try to ride this E-mini up higher. Hopefully it pushes higher for us. Really love to get some breathing room. I see the stop is very tight on this. Which is a good thing. Let me change these properties just a little bit. Let's see, filled buys and filled sells. Let's see how many filled buys and filled sells we have. Is that a curiosity? And we could take the realized. Okay, that signal B didn't do us any favors. And I want to give it the NASDAQ a try because before I reach my loss limit. My loss limit is about $500. I trade the Apex $50,000 account where I could take a $2,500 drawdown, the goal being $3,000 in profit. So normally what I'll do is if I reach my loss limit of $500, I'll just stop for the day. I'll give it another shot tomorrow. But that 30 range signal B being so hot right now, I want to give it a chance. The signal A is probably going to town right now with this retracement. It's a bigger look at the overall market. Big, huge move up. It was flat overnight this morning. And then that big, huge move up on that unemployment report. So signal A's are going to be in these big trades. Let's catch a signal A. Should be in one. Signal A, AI drone on the 2-minute. That's a 30 range. Retirement plan is down about 690. Let's see what the signal B's are doing. I went ahead and I enabled what I thought was gold, but is crude. Since I love gold so much. It's getting such great volatility. I'm going to look for this signal B, this roll to the downside. So I'm in on the NASDAQ 30 range and the gold. I'm going to take a signal B. Hey, good morning, Toby. All right, so I've got my a couple of strategies picked out. I took a couple losers on the signal B on the E-mini. It was in that really nice uptrend, and I thought it would continue, and it didn't. So I've kind of switched my attention for now to the NASDAQ 30 range, and I showed you the reason why. The NASDAQ 30 range this week is on fire. En fuego. Down here in Miami, we got to learn our Spanish. This is the performance this week on the Signal B AI drone on that 30 range. So I'm hoping it continues, but there are no guarantees. So let's see what happens. The cash register took a short position on the ES. And we kind of went sideways here the last 10 minutes or so. This Apex took a trade on gold. All right, so we're in long gold. And might catch this short move on the NASDAQ. Gold is coming dangerously close to my stop. Okay, let's take it off of gold. I got to give my NASDAQ a shot. So now I'm counting on that haymaker to deliver the old knockout punch here for us. Let's put it back on the gold nugget. The other gold nugget. There we go. Need this one here. Yeah, I'm with you, Toby. I'm with you. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That one's getting too close for comfort. Yep. Okay. So that's it for my Apex account for today. So let's go back and we'll put it on this account that's doing well. Is this 30 range signal B AI drone? Signal B AI drone. Okay. That one's a little different than the Haymaker. The Signal B is the trend trading. The Haymaker is the reversals. And there goes gold. Look at that. They were kind enough to come up and get my stop and then roll to the downside on the NASDAQ. Glad to hear that one, Toby. Excuse me just for a moment. I'm going to run to the restroom.
submitted. Order submitted.
Okay, I'm back now. Well, it looks like that NASDAQ got into a nice one.
Order submitted.
Okay.
Order submitted.
2 minutes. The NASDAQ 2 minutes having an off day today. YM. YM quietly is a singles hitter. It's consistent. It's on the board for a couple hundred a day. Yeah.
Order submitted.
Well, I'll tell you, hindsight's always 20/20. And I started this morning and showed the performance of that one strategy that's up like 6,000 or 7,000 for the week, and then went and traded two other instruments. Looking back on it, I probably should have put all my eggs in that basket and give myself 3 shots on that hot strategy. Signal. Look at gold. Gold looks like it's blasting off. Let's see what the Russell. Let's take a look at the Y. Those positions were open on the YM. Let's take a look at the YM.
Order submitted.
The YM signal A is the down diamond. Yeah, I know. I'm reading your comment, Toby. I was just over here thinking almost the same exact thing. It's like I showed the performance. The strategy was up 6,000 for the week, and then I went and traded another one. 10 range down diamond.
Order submitted.
Here's the trade on the Dow, if you're interested. Well, the Nasdaq slowly working its way down. Yeah, the ES 2 days in a row now, early, took those full winners. That cash register strategy. I think yesterday it did it actually at 10 o'clock, right around the news report. And the market took off to the upside, and it was in a trade. And I saw Mark yesterday had that beautiful trade right at 10 o'clock. He was in a long position on the Nasdaq. Man, I love when that happens. And it was Miller time. And Mark was off to a strong start this morning. He when I met with him this morning, his PA account was up 1335. Yeah, you're right. Well, those are the open positions. Let's go back to the accounts. If I go to the accounts, Toby, you could see the AI, the signal A, is up, huge. It got that full winner at 8:30 a.m. on the cash register. Got into this beauty. Took it straight up. That that cash register has been we've been really trading it for a long time now, and that's the strategy that we worked with David Wise and with his input. Got a really consistent strategy with that.
Order submitted.
Well, our 2 minute finally jumped in.
Order submitted.
Gone long 3 times.
Order submitted. Order submitted.
And 2 minute long did not work out. But the haymaker is still alive. This is a tough market right here. This is not an easy one. Other than the first few minutes of the market open, it's been a rough one. I took my best shot. Tried to trade on the E-mini, gold, and the NASDAQ, and went 0 for 3. And 3 strikes in the old ball game. You're out. Yeah. Yeah, that's not a bad idea, Toby, unless things take a drastic take a turn, which listen, they they certainly can at any moment. Oh, let me pull up my browser for just a quick second. If things go blank, I no, it's actually I have it right here.
Order submitted.
You know, this 30 range haymaker might just find its way. I'll tell you, it might be lunchtime. Let me see here. Here it comes. You get 500. You know, do we? Well, we're just gonna let it play out. We pulled in some losers, so let's see if we can get a full winner.
Order submitted. It's a little like watching paint dry at this point. Kind of flat. Let's take a look at Forex Factory. 10 o'clock came and left. Okay, today, Thursday, April 4th.
Yeah, the big one was unemployment claims this morning, which they revised up. And FOMC member Barkin and Mester speak around lunchtime. There, the ES is back in. Let's take a look at the ES, Toby. This ES can be a sleeper. On the same strategy, the ES signal A. Jumped into the short position. Took the short entry back here at 940. And it's kind of been bouncing off the 15 ever since. This trade here, I want to pin it on the 15 really badly. But let's see it through. Let's see what happens with it. NASDAQ doesn't have great volume today. The E-mini looks about right. About 2,000 contracts a minute on the E-mini. And the NASDAQ, we're right around 1,000, it looks like. E-mini's 3,000. NASDAQ coming up to 1,500. Is it? The haymaker, Ken? Let me check it out. Let me see if I'm in that position. Yes, sir. That's the 30 range signal A. Yeah, you're right, Ken. If it looks like it's going to go all the way. I was tempted to put my stop, pin it to the 15, but I'm not going to do that. Ken's talking about the trade on the top right there, the NASDAQ. That 30 range signal A is the haymaker strategy. It's the same, pretty much the same settings. Let's see if we're on anything in gold. Wow, look at that. There it goes. There it goes. You're right. Yeah, I think now I should pin it. Hey, Charlie. Is it National Burrito Day? Mi amigo. Here we go. Oh, we got the big move down just now. Bam. And there you have it. You were right, Doctor. Got that big burst. So another huge day for that 30 range. We're still in a signal B on the AI drone. The signal B got in a little later. And this is the trend trading strategy. The signal A got it right at the cross, way back here. And our signal B took it right here. So A got us in the move a lot earlier. B got into it when it was a confirmed trend to the downside. And the E-minis quietly headed south. ESNQ and RTY, all short trades right now. All short positions. The 2-minute, nowhere to be found today. On the NASDAQ, the 2-minute. Something just opened up. So the system's kind of grinding it out here. The YM jumped in long. Kind of bouncing off our 15 on that NASDAQ. We're going to be posting tomorrow in our Discord chat group the top strategies of the week. Let me see if I can find my trade performance. This Dow trade looks pretty good. I tell you, I absolutely love Mexican food. I'm a hot sauce fanatic. Tacos, burritos, enchiladas. I'll eat it all. Had a beautiful pepper tree. Just recently, unfortunately, after it gave me such beautiful peppers for months. I mean, peppers that'll, whew, 5 alarm fire. Signal AAI drone is right back in. This strategy is something else. Jump back in on that cross. It's taking these changes in momentum. Let me see if I can find that performance. Okay. Here it is. Signal the ES is coming back on us. RTY's had kind of a tough week. The RTY signal B is the one strategy that did decently on the Russell, the signal B. Yeah, my top strategies are going to be the. Let me put those on a notepad. And I'll share them with you. The ES 5-minute. Signal A. 1569. It's actually in a trade now. Italian peppers and oil. Sounds wonderful. You're making me hungry, Pete. You trading your Apex today, Peter? Problems. Problems for the 30 range. Today it wants to go short. What can I tell you? Those short positions are scoring. Let's take a look at what open positions we're in. We're in a beauty short on gold. Long on gold, I'm sorry. Let's take a look at that trade. It's on the signal B. This is my haymaker for the week. The haymaker is up 1266. If we look at the analysis of it, I like to look at the entry times. So if you break it down by the half hour of the day, you want to make sure the time base is on entry time. So that haymaker this week didn't really like that opening bell. Once the market settled down, it found its direction, and from 10 to 11 did really well. It made 800 from 10 to 10:30, and it made 1900. So between 10 and 11, it made $2,700 on the haymaker. The ES Signal A AI drone had a really good week. If you look at the summary, let's take off the NASDAQ. The summary on the ES is it's up 1569. It just wins 33%, 1/3 of its trades, but you could see the difference between the loser and a winner. It's huge. And if we look at the analysis of that, now it's kind of a bit insignificant to time optimize it with just 3 days of data, 4 days of data. If we put this back for maybe a month, and so I think it's a little more meaningful to time optimize it. Here, over the longer time frame, it likes that market open, but the peak time is between 11 and 12. So I kind of like to look at them. Very short term this week. What have you done for me lately? And then I compare it to a bigger picture. And I think the more that I familiarize myself with how they trade, the better of a decision maker I'll be in determining which accounts to use in my which strategies, to use in my live account. So I think it's a good practice to go through each one of your sim accounts. There's a reason when you purchase the AI AutoTrader, there's a reason why we separate every single strategy into its own account. And it's to use this really powerful tool that Ninja provides us. And we can determine, I've received some emails. They say, hey, some of these strategies are deeply in the red. And we know that. We know that they're not all going to be green. The key is, and the goal is, really, if we have one, out of all of these strategies that does consistently well, that's all we need. We just need one, and we certainly have that, and then some. So I'm just looking over the top ones for the week. I showed you the NASDAQ 30 range. That one was off the charts. The gold I thought we had done a little better on. If I look at the signal B AI drone for this week, down 257. Let me make sure nothing else is checked. And the signal B bot is down 810. Signal A is down a lot. So the one bright spot is this signal A AI bot. And if we look at our analysis, it does. I've noticed that this week. I kind of committed this week to getting up really early, and I've witnessed this firsthand. These few hours, if you're able to trade gold between 5 and 7:30, you just get absolutely beautiful moves in those early hours. This morning, took this beautiful one just before 8. But starting at 5, that was the big move down it caught for those early hours today. Scroll back to yesterday. Chopped up a bit here. But it was taking some beautiful trades early morning. I was trading with David Kushner. This is a really beauty here at 3 in the morning. But it's been very volatile. Big swings up and down. What's got me so excited, though, is looking at this this strategy on the NASDAQ. I showed it earlier. It's just an eye popper. Look at this. Let me show you something. On the NASDAQ signal B this week. The AI bot is up 3,500. 30 range signal B. The 30 range signal B drone is up 6,500. So between the two of them, and that's just this week, it's up close to $10,000 on the NASDAQ. So, and today it's up 787. So it should have been really a no-brainer for me this morning. And I was saying, earlier, is hindsight's always 20/20. And I kind of got distracted. Had I looked at this a little closer early, and I did catch my eye early, and I mentioned it, but my actions really didn't follow what my mouth was saying. So, taking a really closer look at this, I think it was really a no-brainer on which strategy to trade this morning. It would have by far been the signal B 30 range. And nothing's even close. So if I could do a do-over, and unfortunately those don't exist in trading, or a casino, or any type of game like that, there are no do-overs. In the NFL, they throw a flag and it's a do-over. But there are no flags and there's no whistles. There's just the opening bell and the closing bell. But looking at it a lot closer, the signal B 30 range. And tomorrow, I wanted to mention tomorrow, we're just going to do a very short session. And you know what strategy I'm going with. I'm not going to deviate off of that. Let's see what time of the day. Let's take a look at the two and do the analysis on it. Those are really numbers that are really eye-popping. When you have a winning percentage of 60% on these strategies, with the risk to reward, with our ATM strategy the way it is, you are going to make big money. So let's look at the analysis real quick. We're going to put it on entry time, and there really wasn't a bad time to trade it. The best time being pre-market. Believe it or not. Let's take it off the bot and just look at the drone. Wow, look at that. And then we'll take it off the drone and look at the bot. Very similar. 8:30. Get it going pre-market. So maybe tomorrow what we'll do is we'll start a little early. Mark Miller is going to be traveling. He's celebrating his son's birthday, and I think what I'll do is we'll start at 8:30 tomorrow, because I have to be done by about 10 or 10:30. So we'll do it a little early tomorrow, and I'm glad we spent this little bit of time to crunch the numbers. I'm really a lot better with numbers than I am at trading. With trading, the emotions get involved, and that's I've kind of waved the white flag to making discretionary decisions. Data analysis and looking at numbers makes a lot more sense to me. So we'll see if it equates to pulling some money out of the market tomorrow morning. So tomorrow morning we're going to go with the apex on the 30 range signal B. We're not going to deviate off of that. I'm not going to deviate off of that after today. Our signal B drone today was up 800. And if we look at the entries that it took today, it took this entry here, and I assure you, at one point this trade was up at least $500 or $600, and then it came back to plus 11 ticks. It took a short entry here and got stopped out, and I only to see it fly down. I think that's the one I had on my Apex. Looks very familiar to me. And then the pre-market, and this is the one. This is the time frame that I want to get us into tomorrow. Pre-market, it just 8:30 to 9. It just flew. If you have a signal B engaged in this type of move, you can count it. You can count your money in the bank. Got in here and rode it to the full excursion. So the haymaker, well, it's not really the haymaker now because this is a different trigger than the actual haymaker. So I don't want to confuse you. If you have the system, it just jumped into another trade now. If you have the system, now that we're talking good about it, it's going to take a loser. No, I'm just kidding. I don't want to confuse you. This is the signal B. If you're trading our system tomorrow, meet us here at 8:30 a.m. Let's give it a shot. Numbers don't lie. And the numbers on this one, you could see. That 8:30 made about $3,500 this week, 35.34 between 8:30 and 9. So that's peak. That's we'll call that our hot zone. That's our hot zone. 8:30 on the 30 signal B, and we're going to test it. Besides that one at 8:30, I've seen a lot of long trades fail today. And very quietly, this ES is just still in the game. It's trying to find its way down. Got in here at about 9:35, and it's just been drifting. Had a nice move up on the cross, and now it's headed down on this move here. Let's take a closer look at that cash register too. The cash register is, this is the breakdown for the entry times this week. David Wise loves these entries on the SPY. He looks at the VWAP. Is one of his conditions, but his trigger is that RSI line crossing in the Laguerre. That shift in momentum, looking for a reversal. And he also, as a condition, uses the VWAP. And of course, he looks at the pivots. So the ES, it's tough when you have this this kind of up, down, up. It's probably best off just to start at 9:30 on this strategy. But it's certainly done well this week. If this trade matures and heads down to the profit target, on very few trades, if we look at how many trades it took, let's go to the summary. Now it's not calculating the current position. It took a total of 9 trades this week so far. About a 2-to-1 risk to reward is what it averages out to. So in preparation for tomorrow, what I'm going to do now, because I'm not going to deviate from this now, is we're going to take that Apex 7, and in fact, I'm going to set up my PA account, and I'm going to get it ready as well. We're going to go with that signal B, and I'm going to change the trading hours. Make sure you do the same. If it's not on 8:30, if you right-click it and edit your strategy, make sure that you're starting at 8:30. That's when we want it to start. So this one's ready to go for tomorrow. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to schedule our live stream for tomorrow morning. And I think I'll be able to share the link with you today, or you could find it where you normally find it. And reuse these. Wait. April 4th, schedule stream. Forgive me just for a minute. I just want to get this set up now. And okay, so we're going to do it. Tomorrow is April 5th. God willing, at 8:30 a.m. we are going to crank it up. Let me go ahead and schedule this. Okay, it's the gospel. Tomorrow morning, 8:30, we're going to give that signal B. We're going to test it. Let's just check Forex Factory before we get ahead of ourselves. This is what's on the calendar tomorrow. Oh, okay. These are Canadian reports. We do have a couple of news reports right at 8:30. The unemployment rate and the non-farm employment rate and the average hourly earnings month over month. Oh, wow. That'll be interesting. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's give it a shot. There should be a pretty good move, I would imagine. It's jobs report as well, yeah. You're right. Well, we'll see how it goes. There's a little more risk associated with it when there's, that type of volatility. Obviously, it could whipsaw us right out very quickly. Thinking maybe 835, 832 or 3. That initial burst. Yesterday it worked to Mark's advantage, but the day before that, if you remember that gold trade I was in, my experience with those news reports, it's kind of a coin toss, things can go really well, or half the time they go very poorly. So I think what we'll do is, I think I'm going to change my time to to 8:32. I'll start it up. I'll start the live stream at 8:30. But in my strategy, I'm just going to give it a minute or two. It could cost me. A minute is a lot of time with the NASDAQ. I don't know. Any thoughts on that? What do you guys think? Do we let it settle down and start it at 8:32? Or do we trade right into the news report? I think I always try to err on the side of being conservative. So if my call would be to do it to crank it up at 8:32, and the market had found a direction. $8:35, Pat. Non-farm is crazy. Yeah. I like that, Pat. Okay, let's give it 5 minutes then. Never trade into non-farm. Thank you. I'm going to take Pat's advice on this, and I think he's really smart and he's right. Now listen, it's like I said, it's a coin toss. You trade it and it goes in your direction, but if not, and you get stuck in the wrong way with the slippage, you're going to say to yourself just what Pat just said. Never. Those are strong words, Pat. And I'll heed to your advice. So I changed mine to 8:35. So I think by then the market would have found a direction. Pat, I'm assuming that you had a bad experience with non-farm payroll. Just a hunch. Well, I know you're, an experienced trader. You probably have seen quite a few of those reports come out. I used to watch Mark Sachs in the futures room for years. And one of his favorite things to do was to take a trade Let me close my door. Give me one sec. One of his favorite things to do was to take a trade right at 9:29. And one of the members, and he would, use that volatility at the bell, to either push him right through or, start the day with a loser, one or the other. But one of our members used to get so upset by it. In the bonds. Yeah, and on these reports, what I normally do is ask Lee Goldstein. This guy is, traded the news reports for years and years and has he has data of the ones that, move which market the best. So what I'll do is I'll send Lee a text right now. And Lee and I are going to do a webinar together on Friday. He's an expert at trading the news. Let me send him a text now. I'm asking him which markets it impacts the most and how it affects the NASDAQ. So we have non-farm and unemployment. Non-farm and unemployment. So there's the most and what we could actually do, now that I'm thinking about it, is we can I can kind of show the report, bring over Lee's screen, and see how it impacts his. Huge on the NASDAQ, he said. Every single market moves, and it's huge on the NASDAQ. Gold's huge. So NASDAQ and the gold, it impacts the most. ES, NASDAQ, gold, bonds, big time. So that's going to be a real big mover. You're right, Pat. Our systems have a little bit of synergy in that regard because his strategy is that bracket strategy, and he looks for those bursts out of those news reports. He's not doing it on YouTube, but he always trades it. So we got an exciting day tomorrow. And I'm gonna keep mine personally for 9:35 on the Nasdaq. But I'm going to give you Lee Goldstein. What he said, he would probably wait until the news is over and then look for a trend with the auto traders. That every single market moves for non-farm, and the ones that he said that he mentioned were the Nasdaq, gold, ES, and the bonds. He says if you don't wait for it to settle down, then it's just a coin toss, which is what I thought. Gotcha. Let me run by him. He said there can always be a whipsaw that'll fake you out, give you a stop, and then go the other way, which is kind of what we discussed earlier. Let's see how much time it's a really big report. Let me see how much time he recommends that we sit on our hands. Couple of minutes, he said, at the most. So he was thinking the way I was thinking, but Pat was saying 5 minutes. Maybe we go right in the middle and go like 8:33. Peter spikes up and down several times. Takes at least 5 minutes to settle down. Peter says don't know any billionaires trading futures. It's you, Peter. You're trading futures. I love talking to Peter on the phone. He kind of cracks me up. Peter, you are hysterical. Reports that is being released. Let's wait the 5 minutes. I'm going to go with Pat. I read what Lee had to say, and he's saying that it's just total randomness at first, in a bad way. So let's err on the side of caution. We'll give it a full 5 minutes, and then I think the market will find a direction. I think it's going to shoot one way or the other really quickly, though. Listen. We could always change our strategy tomorrow morning when we see what's going on. All right. Let's get back to the matter at hand here. We're going to close out the session here in just a few minutes. the best trade that we're in right now is gold on the AI drone. And the big winners today was the ES. You are funny. I bet you have, Peter. I believe you. So the Signal A drone on the ES and the cash register, which are very similar strategies, did really well today. Our NASDAQ on the 30 range, either the A or the B. Either the A or the B was in the green. So these have been pretty consistent. Every session that I've been trading this week was the ES and the NASDAQ mixed in with a couple golds. And today my timing was just a little off, and I was unable to catch one. But tomorrow, let's try to change all that. I hope you'll meet me here a little early tomorrow. I'm going to post it in the Discord chat, and if you're not in our Discord room, wherever you normally find on our YouTube channel, where you normally find our access link, it'll be there an hour early. In fact, it's in there now. I've already scheduled it. So we're going to trade the non-farm payroll tomorrow, and on Friday, I do have a presentation with Lee Goldstein of 10-Minute Trades, who trades the news, and that's going to be at 1 o'clock. So before I sign off, let me put a link in the room right now. If you want to join Lee and I'm going to put a link in the chat box. Lee is an expert at trading the news. It's going to be at 12 noon Eastern Time. On Friday. And there's the link. So the gold nugget. Okay, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a blessed rest of your day. And God willing, we will catch you tomorrow. 11 Central. Thank you, Peter. 11 Central, 12 Eastern. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.